Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So it's Thrifty Thursday and thriftycanucks today. Those are both open collaborations, and you can find the information on who hosts them down below in my description box. Please check out both of their channels because they're a lot of fun. So I'm starting off today with kind of like the creme de la crop. So like the precious, lovely things that I got at the antique store, not the thrift store, but there was like a Black Friday kind of sale, because Black Friday has crept its way into Canada. So now we can take advantage of some of the sales and things that happen as a result of this consumer holiday. So I picked up a few things. So first of all, some beautiful cabinet cards. These ladies were just so pretty. This one, I don't see that there's a date on it, but it's very beautiful. And then this little sweetheart. So this little one is from Guelph, Ontario. The photographer, anyhow. And then I loved this couple. Look how first of all, both of their faces. But this old man is the grouchiest. I mean, he's a stalwart of, like, the times, you know, just completely grumpy. And, like, also, I think she looks so cute, all buttoned up. And, like, I look at her hands, and I can tell she's done so much work with her hands. And, yeah, they really are charming to me. I think that they're very charming. And then these little cutie pies, come on. I love, like, the hair on this child. I'm not sure if this is a boy or a girl. I'm guessing it's a girl. It's sort of like a dress, I guess. But I like the kind of almost a bouffant style hair. I typically associate that with a boy. But yeah, he's so cute. And I'm not sure, like, where they're from. If these are Dutch kids, potentially. They sort of like have this look about them that I wonder where they're from. And the reason I say Dutch is because the area where I got these, there's a lot of Dutch settlement. I'm not sure though, but yeah, they're so cute. Okay, so this I will refer to as my holiday splurge. So I was wandering the antique store and I said, like, ooh, look at that. And it was really like just sitting on a table under something else, but I saw that there was a big thick book under there. So I was like, So this is one of the ones that has like a lock on it, a metal lock, and these metal posts that, you know, hold it all together. It is big. And it's the transfer contract book from Woods Manufacturing Company. Let's just measure this thing because it's huge. So there's our 12-inch mark. So it's about 17.5 wide by almost 10 inches tall. So let me just move it here so I can show it to you. It's in great shape. And this is what the unwritten on page looks like. Contact number, deliveries. This is where you'd put the company information: quantity, quality, size, price, date, order number, quantity, total, date, order number. Like, so, you know, you could have a few pages of your information. And then it has these lovely leathery feeling alphabet, you know, letters on the side. And then on each of the letters, you have a blank page with just this tab, and it's got like some fabric that holds it down, like some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, like thin fabric. And then this is where they start to write down their contracts. So this is B6 Sugar Refining Limited, and this is from November 1934 to January 1935. They were buying 100,000 of this whatever they were buying. So this ledger has a lot of writing in it, and look at this handwriting. Isn't this weird? Isn't that so strange and cool? That's another thing that drew me to it, because whoever was writing in this had really interesting handwriting. I mean, it almost looks like, do you remember being in, and maybe they did this, but when I was in elementary school, There were some kids who would use a ruler, so they would put down a ruler to do their writing, and they would, write on top of the ruler. So you would always have this flat bottom on all of your writing. But this writing is actually, I don't know, it's considerably more strange. It's just really cool. It's angled, like they must have known how to write for some reason, like on this. And then this is someone else's writing. Yeah, so the majority of this, I would say, is written in. A good amount of it is written in. And we have some other writing from someone else now here. As we move through the 1930s here, we're into... Oh, this actually is older. This is 1918. So the thing about this... it's alphabetical, so they could have had this ledger in use for many, many years, but, they wouldn't be writing on it page by page. They'd be going to the section where the contract was, right? So this is 1933. 1923. So this ledger was in use for decades. 1925. Yeah, very cool. And then there's even some receipts, typewritten receipts here. Okay, so prices for Ogilvy flour mills on 8-ounce jutes. And that's from 1931, 1918. Yeah, really, really neat. So, yeah. Big, beautiful ledger, mostly written on. They did have a second one at the same antique store, but I'd say it was about half the size, and it was twice as much money. It was about, I would say, the same, like, girth of like what this one is. I'm just looking, there's a couple pages that are folded in here. I'm going to unfold them and flatten them back out. There we go. And it was double the price. So I just was like, no, I'm going to get this one. I probably would have picked up both of them if the other one was like the same price as this one. It kind of would have been like buying a 2-for-1 regular kind of ledger, but I'm sticking with this one. So I am going to be doing some kind of scanning with this. I have to sort that out at some point. But yeah, it's beautiful, right? So that's the big one. Now I'll show you the other thing I got from the antique store. This is a little bit different, and will tell you a little about my personality and my design style in my home, I guess. I don't know. So I found this, and this is the kind of thing I used to buy more often. I've stopped buying a lot of decor items because my house is pretty decorated, but I had to pick this up. So I'm going to just run it past the camera. This is from the rhyme, The Little Old Lady Who Had So Many Children Like She Didn't Know What to Do, you know? So she lived in a shoe, the old lady in the shoe. So here's the chimney, and this is actually a big boot. Hopefully I'm getting it on camera. Let me just stop for a minute and see. Okay, yeah. So here's our little old lady who lived in a shoe, had so many children she did not know what to do. And so here are some of those children. And then this is so hard to show you on camera without annihilating my desk here. I'll just turn it this way. So there's the end of the boot. Okay. So let me just move it out of here. Now it has these slots in it, and I'm not exactly sure what they're for. So if you know, let me know. I'll probably figure it out at some point. But yeah, that's my big boot. So give me 2 seconds and I'll show you the rest of my thrift haul. Okay, so that was the antique store. Now we'll get into actual thrifted goods. And I actually got quite a haul this week. I was not expecting to, but you know how it is. So first of all, where's the other side of this? Well, that is the other side. Okay, so I saw this in a store for $1, Fabulous Las Vegas. And I'm like, what is this? I thought they were postcards, but they're actually they're large playing cards. Dianapon playing cards. Yeah, so they're large format playing cards. Look at that Joker. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So I will alter these. Obviously, I'm not into the fabulous Las Vegas side of things, but they are cool. And then I found another book, or a book, In Knowledge Lies Wisdom, with this sweet little owl. This book's going to need a little bit of work, but it's from Literary Press. It's the Home and Office Dictionary. And when you open it up, that's nice. 1958, printed in Great Britain. And then it's, you know, literally just a dictionary, right? Nice, nice paper though. And someone has written right on this, except that we know that it is wrong to write on the book. But that's okay. That's my dad joke for the morning. Okay, now this I found, and you know, I don't need it, but it was 50 cents. And I thought it would make an amazing journal cover because it's cool. Like, so it's just a piece of linen, and then look at that lace on the end. Isn't that beautiful? So I will dye that up, and it's gorgeous. I can't say no to these little things. They're too lovely. Okay. And then I found this book, a former library book. And it looks to me like it would make a nice, either a nice journal itself or potentially just, you know, add-ins for other books. The Lark Who Had No Song. And why, Kitchener Gospel Temple, would you stamp that there? Evil, that's why. Okay, so then we come into the book and it's this woodpecker here, and the egg is this little baby living inside this egg, and they named it Chad. Like Chad, but I suspect it's kind of a religious book. I don't know. So I'll probably not be using the story. I'll just be using the images. Uh-oh, I hear my son. He may come roaming down here. Little baby woodpeckers. So cute. Oh, I think maybe, I don't know, these aren't woodpeckers. I don't know if this is one of those stories where one egg ends up in a different bird's nest. Maybe. But yeah, meadowlarks. And this was the reason that I got the book overall, because at first I didn't think I was going to get it because it didn't seem to have that many pages. But look at these gently painted, beautiful Canada geese. You know, they're the Canadian spiritual animal of all of us, right? And then I liked that it had a library card pocket at the back. Okay, so that's that one. And then I found Babushka's Mother Goose by Patricia Polacco. So Patricia Polacco is an illustrator that I quite enjoy. When I made my my Baba Yaga journal, I used some of her book that was like Baba Yaga related. So, you know, and I added some babushkas to it as well. Like, right, you know, Baba Yaga is the big witchy house with chicken feet, right? The babushkas are like, you know, grandmothers essentially. And so look at that. Isn't that just a beautiful image? Her illustration is beautiful. She often includes bunnies and other creatures. She includes a lot of little elves, like little fairy type illustrations, lots of animals. So there's one of the bunnies. Her style's just really interesting and beautifully painted, and so yeah, I had to pick it up because I just think she's a very cool artist. And it was 75 cents, so. I like to see like different depictions of Mother Goose. Now this one, Uncommon Traveler, I thought, what a cool looking story. I haven't read it yet. But it seems nice. Mary Kingsley in Africa. Mary Kingsley spent her childhood in a small house on a lonely lane outside London, England. Her mother was bedridden, her father rarely home, and Mary served as a housekeeper, handyman, nursemaid, and servant. Not until she was 30 years old did Mary get her chance to explore the world she'd read about in her father's library. In 1893, she arrived in West Africa, where she encountered giant flying insects, crocodiles, hippos, and brutal heat. Mary endured the hardships of the equatorial country and thrived. In Uncommon Traveler, Dawn Brown introduces us to an inspiring heroine who, against all odds, came to embody the very spirit of exploration and discovery. For Tyler, an uncommon brother. That's nice. I love the style of this. And this may be a story, I'm not sure, that I could put into a journal where it's actually the story. I'm not sure, though. It will depend on the story. I'm a little picky about what I put into the effort of an entire journal and when I use a story. If there's themes that are upsetting in any way, I don't do that because I don't know, it doesn't translate well for me. Then this book, Something Absolutely Enormous by Margaret Wilde, illustrated by Jack Hanna. First of all, I just love the brightness of this. This book is from 1984, and it's knitting related, so of course I had to pick it up. It even has a bit of Christmas, right? So every birthday and every Christmas she asked for wool, balls and balls of it, red, blue, green, yellow, purple, pink, white, and black. And she knits for everybody. Look at her in her bed here. This is what would have happened to me if I'd never gotten into journaling and I just continued spinning yarn every day, and I would be buried in it, right? So yes, it's a very fun and colorful book, and I thought what a majestic knitting type journal I could make from this story. So yeah, that I thought was cool. Then I found another old book. I didn't go too crazy on the old books yesterday because at the store that I went to they were priced in some bizarre way, but the funny thing was this one was the most beautiful of all of them. Just Amos Judd by J.A. Mitchell. We have a little work to do with the spine, but I'll be able to take care of that. So this book was $2. It came from Toronto City Union, The King's Daughters and Sons. Interesting. And it has this image in the front here. It's from 1901. Original copyright was 1895. And it's got a few color illustrations. It's got that very smooth paper, and it's very weathered in the edges. It's had some staining. Quite interesting book, though. So yeah, and for some reason this one was the most beautiful, but was also far cheaper than a lot of the others. So I don't know how they price vintage books. Much of them are very boring content, so I don't know. And then this book looks really fun. I was like, what is this about? The Little Wing Giver. There was a time when neither birds nor butterflies nor insects had wings. Then one day, out of nowhere, a little boy appeared. He carried a basket full of wings and traveled far and wide, giving wings to any creature who wanted to fly. Soon the sky was filled with flight. This magical tale with a surprising ending captured in whimsical full-color illustration is sure to enchant readers, young and old alike. So, for me, this book wants to be its own journal with its own story in it, right? So it reminds me a little of Maurice Sendak's illustration. And this illustration is by Peter Siss. He's done some other books too, from Czechoslovakia, now a world traveler who lives in New York. Yeah, so it's a beautiful book. And in my ongoing battle with Christmas, I lost again, and I picked up something that is Christmas-y, but it's kind of also witchy. Merry Christmas, Little Witch. So yeah, it's a cute book. Christmas is coming and there's still so much to do. Lizzie the Little Witch doesn't know where to begin. Isn't that all of us? This is from 1996. And honestly, it could be its own journal too. So we have these tip outs and these really cute little illustrations. Look at that little doll with the snowman carrot nose. And I love this Christmas tree. See, they all have these tip outs. Bears looking in the window. Yeah, so I was very lucky yesterday at my my little children's book haul that I, you know, these kind of magical stories really just appeal to me, and it's kind of become a part of my style. Okay, so, all right, last couple things. I had the weirdest situation though with the person at the checkout in this store. It was so strange. I'll tell it to you in a moment, but I found a Rainbow Bright book, which makes me happy. I love Rainbow Bright, and you know, this is my childhood basically, so I always pick up these books. And then I found one more older book called The Prince of the House of David, and it has this lovely landscape on front and then these golden flowers around, and it's just got a beautiful spine, very like Art Deco feeling. It's a small little blue book, nice little in-hand book. And this is from the same store. This one was $3. And again, it was probably the second nicest book, aside from the other one that I got, Amos Judd. And it was also much cheaper than the others, so I don't know. But yeah, as I was... Hold on, let me get more stuff. As I was like leaving, she said to me, would you like a bag? And I said, oh yes, I forgot to bring one. And I really should get one because, you know, I have all these books and I'll put them in a bag. So she's like, would you like a big one or a little, or sorry, she said, do you want cloth or paper? And I said, oh, I have paper. Or sorry, she said, do you want big bag or small bag? And I said, do you have paper? And she said, no, we have these fabric bags. And I don't like to usually buy these fabric bags. I already have enough of them. And I feel like I don't want to buy more like things that are these, you know, not biodegradable, consumable type bags, right? If they're paper, I'm okay. But if they're not, then I'm like stuck with another bag that I don't know what to do with. So she said, okay, well, these ones are free, these fabric ones. I said, okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll use it for grocery shopping. So then she's like, big one or little one? I said, oh, the little one's fine. I think that everything I have will fit in this little bag. And she said, okay, well, most customers prefer the big one because they're twice as big. I said, I know, but why take more than I need, right? I just need a little bag. At this point, I was like, please, somebody save me. So then she's like, okay, that's fine. And like, she was like noticeably annoyed or something. So then, you know, she's packing everything in. She had like 1 or 2 books left. And she said, you know, you really should have went for the bigger bag. It's twice as big. I said, I'm fine. If something doesn't fit, just leave it and I'll carry it separately. And she's like, okay, all right. I tried to tell you. I'm like, okay, great. Can I pay now? See, I was awkward, super weird. She was very into this big bag, but I managed to get it without it. Anyways, back on track. This is Talking Like the Rain, a read to me book of poems, illustrated by Jane Dyer. So this is a collection of poetry. I haven't been to this store in ages. I love this sparrow though. They almost always have nothing. I have not seen their books change in like a year. I swear, it's so strange. And it's a Salvation Army, so I feel like somewhere someone intercepts the books when they come in, like someone that works there or something, because I went there once and I got a whole ton of old books, but it was on the same day that this lady was there who was like, yeah, I'll take all your old books for this movie set. And I was like, girl, lady, go away. And then they were like, okay, and like they like filled a cart for her, and I stood there longingly like, no. But it was okay. And now I went back and they had a few things, no old books, but look at that purple cow. But they did have some nice children's books, which, oh, these owls, my goodness. There was an old man with a beard who said, it is just as I feared, 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard. And that's from Edward Lear. How beautifully illustrated is that? Oh, yeah, I love this book. I'm already very happy. Okay, so that is that one. And my ongoing battle for with Christmas, where I say I'm not building a Christmas stash, I don't do Christmas journals. Well, I'm building a tiny Christmas stash. This is I'm not getting a huge one. So this is Christmas postcards by Brackman and Thompson, Deck the Halls, 1880 to something. But I did need a little Christmas fabric if I'm going to make a Christmas journal. So this is the one I chose. There was a whole stack, a huge stack of Christmas fabric. I was like, nope, I'm taking one and moving on. So I did it, I guess, because I do not need more fabric. Okay, then The Right House for Rabbit. I've seen this book before. I think I may have even owned it before, but I've used it up entirely. It is beautiful illustrations. Great for fussy cut. Also great for adding in your journals. Just fun anthropomorphic animals that I love. So that's that one. Oh, and this one is just for my life in general. Snow Play. How to make forts and slides and winter campfires, plus the coolest Loch Ness monster. So, I homeschool, I have 2 kids, and I really am excited about this because a couple other things have developed in my life. So I just completed all of the training required to become a guider and work with my daughter's Sparks troop, and hopefully moving on up soon to what will be the new name for the brownies soon, next year hopefully. And then I just think I'm going to get into this. I'm really into it. And then I also, my daughter's in Scouts now too, and I think I'm going to get involved in that too. So I could probably use a little more education on some outdoor and sporting related things, because I feel like I'll be like the leader who's more into the arts and science and cooking and all the other things. But like I'm pretty good outside, like with hiking, camping, that kind of thing. But yeah, I probably could use a little more info. So I found a Jan Brett book. This is The Night Before Christmas. I was looking for a copy of The Night Before Christmas because it was one of my favorite stories that my grandmother would read to me every Sunday night of December. And I really enjoyed that. So I found not this one, but another one for my kids. And then I found this one. Because it's Jan Brett, I thought it's essential to have for like making journals. It's just so beautifully illustrated, and I don't know, something just warms my heart when I hear 'twas the night before Christmas. And I just think you need to read this story quietly. If possible, find an older person with a really great voice to read it to you, because yes, that's my memory of it. It's just a beautifully illustrated book. I always love seeing these reindeer. It's Catherine Catherine Brown, artist from Sunnyside Studio. I always see her, this fellow Canadian whom I love. She always finds these beautiful Jan Brett book, and I don't know which one it is that she consistently finds, I forget, but it's like the ultimate in beautiful Christmas collection, like pictures. So one day I'm hoping I will find it. I love this Santa, he's cute, because it has a beautiful tree and it has a beautiful reindeer image, and I think they haunt my dreams because I've seen her make the most incredible journal with it. That's probably what's making me all of a sudden turn around to Christmas. Like I was the Grinch and I've melted now. So this is the other book I got that is kind of lifestyle related, Going Wild, Helping Nature Thrive in Cities by Michelle Mulder. So this is another book I think that has a lot of good information on, helping kids to embrace and understand urban nature. And I live in a city, but I'm very close to, a lot of nature and also more kind of country settings. But I do like to really appreciate that the city is not a throwaway, right? When it comes to nature, it's really not. Then I found these 2 little packets of these teal colored tags, and I thought, sure, those are pretty cute. So yeah, I grabbed those. They are from Craft Smart. I don't know, they're probably like a Michaels brand, I'm guessing. And then I found this book, Sunlight in the Shadows, The Landscape of Emily Carr. So I'm doing a little bit of a study. Some time ago, I started this series, but I never got very far in it because I went on to other things. And it was called Immersed. If you search my channel, and I have a playlist called Immersed. And I wanted to do an art series that was kind of an ode to my kids. And I wanted to study through the alphabet an artist, A, B, C. So I did A and I did B, and I was thinking Emily Carr would be a great C because she's such an interesting character. So I mean, she had a monkey. She's just so cool. So she was very someone who was very, I think, immersed in a lot of hardship that she experienced with death in her life and that kind of thing. So she's a very deep soul. So yeah, this has some journal entries of hers, and they're wonderful. Like this one from 1934. What do these forests make you feel? Their weight and density, their crowded orderliness. There is scarcely room for another tree, and yet there is space around each. They are profoundly solemn, yet uplifting, joyous. You can find everything in them that you look for, showing you absolutely full of truth, how full of reality the juice and essence of life are in them. They teem with life, growth, expansion. So yeah, she's a wonderful writer and I love her. Also the book, hello, this is absolutely my favorite greeny kind of chartreusey color, so I had to pick that up. It was beautiful. I think I have one little bag left. Yes, okay. Okay, one thing I can't show you because it's part of something that I want to do later. It's going to be a tutorial video. Sorry about that. But then I found this bag of fabric for $2.95, and all it said was small fabric pieces. So I was like, okay, let's see what's in here. I love all these grays. They're really beautiful. They all go together. I could probably make one of my kids a little lap quilt with this. So so we have the clouds here, and we've got these chevron triangles, fish, stars, more triangles, more clouds. Okay, so it repeats once. Oh no, we have some stars. That's a new one. More of the fish, some little stars, and then more of the bigger star. And so those are really cute. So they're 15 by 18, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I could definitely make a lap quilt for one of my kids. And this fabric's been washed, and I can tell from these strings, right? So that's great. It's already been pre-shrunk, so it's the actual size that it will be, which is nice to know. So I may do that. That might be a Christmas lap quilt. Because it's really nice. I love when people donate their leftover like quilt supplies, because usually there's enough there to make your own thing again, right? So, okay, let me do a quick look around. Yeah, okay, that I think is everything. 1 second. I have one more hidey hole. No, nothing in the hidey hole. Okay, so that's it for me for today for Thrifty Thursday and Thrifty Canucks. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that the thrifty fairies are with you and you're finding some goodies. And I hope that you're well and you're preparing for your holiday season, whatever that might mean for you. And yeah, I will talk to you very soon. Bye for now.